My name is Anthony Blackburn and I'm the founder of Golf in Society, a social enterprise with a mission to transform the lives of our older population by introducing them to the wonderful wellbeing benefits of golf. It all started when we first brought in 2 occupational therapy students to one of our golf venues down in Leicestershire. And all of a sudden it just sparked an idea that not only can we deliver the golf sessions, giving people a great opportunity to have activity, carers to have some respite, but also integrate health and social care support into our golf programming. And that was the light bulb moment, and that's where we decided to put this little project together and go for some funding that would allow us to take 2 golf clubs in Sheffield and reimagine them as health hubs.
The programme will offer 12 weeks of free delivery, so it's the golf coaching combined with occupational therapy and physiotherapy based at the golf clubs. It's an opportunity to try out a different venue, try out a new activity. No previous experience of golf is needed. All of the sessions will be tailored to individual preferences and needs. It's an opportunity for caregivers to access peer support or equally have some time out for themselves as well.
Physical activity is one of the most important things we can do, not just for our own health and well-being, but as a society. And for Golf in Society in particular, people with age-related conditions such as dementia, we know it can reduce social isolation. We know that it can provide real respite for carers of people with conditions such as dementia.
We've managed to put together an amazing project team of over 42 health and social care professionals from Sheffield and also research partners. And collectively, we've all bought in to transforming lives through this project.
The opportunity that we've had to work with Golf in Society, who are making genuine impact to a really important part of society, has been fantastic for our organisation. We've been able to support the social enterprise to understand the benefits of their programme, to co-produce and to shape their offering, and now to scale their intervention nationally. It's been a real achievement for us.
From a golfing standpoint, it will be working around different areas of the game, but as much as anything, it's all about going to be improving people's walking patterns, grip strength, and other things like that. And again, just revolving it around something that doesn't seem so corporate and so hospitalised, and somewhere in a nicer environment outdoors.
We ensure that the participators are out and enjoy the golf, get some air in the lungs, some blood in the legs, have a good rapport with each other, enjoy the golf, and it gives the caregivers a little bit of time for respite, whether they want to remain at the club and read a book or they need to go off and do some, let's say, some shopping.
People realise that by supporting us, they have the opportunity to improve other people's lives, and they've bought into it unconditionally. And to have that amazing network of collaborators, ambassadors and partners around us now, it's nothing short of amazing. And that's what excites me so much about the future. I think more and more we're getting traction. We're getting health and social care stakeholders on board because we've reimagined golf through an occupational therapy and a health professional lens.
Having occupational therapists work in an environment like a golf club, or whether it's a golf club or a sports club or a community centre, gives occupational therapists the chance to thrive and actually use the skills that they were trained to do.
I like how they've come up with this idea of having the therapists on board and taking off the load from the medical institutes where they have to go for the NHS and wait for the appointments and things like that. So that thing can be done here itself. So it's kind of giving them everything under one roof.
We have redesigned an intervention, a service that is based around people who will benefit holistically from this. They'll get opportunities to access enjoyable activities, beautiful green space, beautiful hospitality spaces, all on their doorstep in their local community, and the package will be built around them. The programme will be built around them with them at the heart of it.
There were a very diverse sample of participants with very varied levels of physical abilities. What we did find when we calculated the average values across those different time points was that there were marginal improvements overall. So as a whole group, according to those mean values, there were marginal improvements in mobility, balance and strength. In terms of the caregiver experience, that was very rich, the data that was generated through those interviews, and caregivers described how they enjoyed seeing their loved one happy, engaged in an activity that was meaningful, that there was humour injected throughout the intervention, and it was very individualised but also a group activity all at the same time. So they really valued the experience of seeing their partner or family member engaged in a meaningful activity and experiencing happiness.
The most important thing for me is that we've reimagined the golf club and we've put it at the heart of the local community, and everything we set out to do at the start, we've achieved. Yes, there's been some pains along the way. Yes, there's been learnings along the way, and that's why it's been great to do this pilot. We haven't had to be prescriptive. We started with an idea and we've let it evolve with the feedback of individuals delivering the project, but also benefiting from the project along the way. So what we've now got is a much more fine-tuned service, and all those adjustments, amendments have all been done with the feedback from the people benefiting from it and delivering it.
You can see it with people, how they can function much better, the physicality is better, they're interacting more. So as I said, there's cognitive improvements there. So you can just see it through that 12-week period, how this pilot has come together and just improved the lives of the people that come onto the scheme.
So far, in terms of the participants themselves, it's been really, really fantastic. There's always nice to see smiles on faces and really positive remarks on the way back. Also, we've seen some positives in terms of what they've been able to do, in terms of how they've actually kept their skill level or sort of gained their skill level too, which has also been fantastic.
It's a fun activity to do. There's no pressure. The coaches are absolutely fabulous. They adapt to people's needs. Obviously, my husband's a lot slower at doing things, but there's nothing is rough.
Well, I've already sort of recommended it to our retirement village for people to come and join in and see what they can do.
Because as soon as people have a go, they really, really enjoy it, whether they've had some golf experience or not, because we cater to the individual needs depending on what their disability is. Then obviously it's just to make it enjoyable, and golf is just a little part of the actual session. The rest is being together, forming relationships and enjoying the day. That's the main thing.
And the other thing about having the occupational therapists on board is that one of the great legacies of this research program is that the resource they're going to leave us behind is something we can use to adopt and scale rapidly.
The way that golf is used here is transferable. It could be used with different sports, so the guide is not specific. We're talking about golf, but we will talk about how it's applicable to other sports as well. Talking about how it's going to be adapted, how the environment is adapted, how the activities are adapted, what the population feels. We're talking about key concepts in occupational therapy, so that's activity analysis. We're looking at how that engaging something like golf might help with someone's cardio, how it might help with their brain function, how it might help with their social skills, and then we're using that to explore how that could be transferred into other settings as well. We're talking about OT practice within this guide in a really fundamental way. It is transferable to lots of different settings and lots of different professions as well.
So our ambition now is to scale and roll out rapidly, because a lot of the people that we've been supporting had never ever had access to occupational therapy or physiotherapy. We gave them 12 weeks of person-centred support from allied health professionals that has transformed their lives. And that is achievable at other venues across the UK. And that's what we intend to do now. Use the research, use the evidence, take the programme that we've designed and basically look to adopt it at scale. it's not about how many years we live, it's about the quality of life that we live during those years. And there's no point just existing. People need to live. People need an opportunity to enjoy the things that they've always enjoyed doing. And I think that's really what this programme has shown. If you give people the opportunity to enjoy a sport that they've never played before, to get the opportunity to socialise, make friends, feel as though they're not alone. As I said earlier, amazing things really can happen, but that's been done by quality people with that shared ambition, using their expertise in a community-based setting.